Chassie here. Last week I said that I started a book by Eric Worre called GoPro. And since the chapters are so short and it's an easy read and it's a good read, I decided I was going to share a summary chapter by chapter. And I'll do that all of this week. And the more I listen to it, the more familiar the information sounds, and that's because it is what it is. You hear it from a lot of successful people because it's just been proven time and time again. So in the first chapter, he talks about the perfect job scenario and what you would want in that. And a lot of times when he asks people this, that he's coaching or mentoring, they start off with the negative aspects of what they don't want. They don't want a boss. They don't want to have to wake up to an alarm clock. They don't want to have to work with people they don't like. They don't want the politics of an office. And then as they go into it a little bit further, they get into the more positive side. They want freedom, time and place. Where you can do your job anytime and any place in the world. They want residual income. They want unlimited income. All depends on how hard you work. They want recession-proof income, which is a big deal, and they want to work for themselves. So he goes on to summarize the different types of job categories that he puts anybody in the world into, and to see if any of those job categories could fill the need of wanting this perfect job. He starts off with the white-collar worker, or the blue-collar worker. Well, we all know the blue-collar worker is not going to solve that because you're getting up to an alarm clock. You're doing manual labor. You have to do it wherever you're told to do it. You're working for somebody else. It really just typically is not the best job to have, and it certainly won't fill the needs that you want to be free. And then next is the white-collar worker. Well, there are a couple different types of white-collar workers, he says. There's the achievers who really want to go out and do something big and, work for a big corporation and be successful, and they can do that. But the problem is that you're still working for somebody, and you, in essence, become, a puppet because there's somebody calling the shots, and you have to become political. He said, you have to learn how to work the system and work your peers and work your boss, because ultimately it seems like there's a lot of backstabbing going on in that type of atmosphere, and unfortunately there is. I've been there. And then there's the self-employed, wants to be their own business owner, which is Ken and I. And I'll tell you, it's not a walk in the park. You have to worry about all your own legal matters. You have to worry about insurance. You have employees. You have to make sure that you're making enough money to cover everything. Health insurance becomes an issue. And you know what? I don't get paid unless my employees get paid. So, it's not uncommon to come down on a Wednesday or Thursday and realize I don't know where I'm going to get my whole payroll. And if I don't have enough payroll for my people, I certainly don't have anything left over for me. So there's a lot of stress involved in being self-employed. And while it does seem like the great American dream, and it can be, there's a lot of stress behind it. So it certainly doesn't allow all that freedom of that perfect job. And then there's investors. And reality is, to be an investor, you need a few things right up front. Number one is money. You have to have something to invest. If you don't have the money and you're out here looking for something to make money, then obviously an investor's not your line of work. Plus, you have to have the skills. You have to have the skills and knowledge that you need in the area that you're investing. And that takes years to achieve. If you have it, more power to you. Great, go do it. There's a lot of money to be made. Certainly not for me. And then there's salespeople. And again, the salesperson is so dictated by things that are out of their control. You could be doing great one day and something could happen within your company, within your territory. A new salesman could come along that's better than you are. A competitor could come along. You might not make sales. So let's say you do great one month and you make $10,000. that doesn't mean you're going to spend or sell a dime the next week. What happens then? What happens if you've adjusted your lifestyle to that type of income and then you don't have it? That's not someplace. That's being under the gun all the time. And that's certainly not someplace you want to be. So this type of business that I'm talking about, internet marketing, network marketing, don't listen to that stigma that it's necessarily a bad thing, because you have to do your homework in it, and you have to know that the company that you're getting involved in has great products and good support and everything that goes along with it. But it does allow you the freedom to work wherever you want to work, work with great people and people that you like. Do that work any time of day. Fortunately, with technology, you can do your work in the middle of the night, but you can set it up to where it doesn't happen until the following day, or even 2 weeks later if that's what you want. You can schedule things. You can do everything by Skype or Google Hangouts or whatever. You don't have to meet anybody in person if you don't want to. So there are a lot of things with the home-based business that's not that typical brick and mortar stressful kind of work. And I encourage you to stay tuned, because I'm going to share some more information about why this business is so great. And you have a blessed day. See you tomorrow.